I had zero idea what my job was going to be when I first started my studies, and now I am doing something I am incredibly passionate about. I am the director of Science Graphic Design, which is a company that specializes in creating custom graphics for science. When scientists publish their research, they do so via very complex research papers that only the people in their immediate field can understand. We do graphical abstracts, which is graphic representation of the main message of the research. Knowing how scientific publications work is key to be able to help other scientists communicate their message. We translate it from a potentially complex message to one that is more easily understood by a wider audience that can be scientists or the general public. I always wanted to be a biologist, so I did my undergrad in biology. But it wasn't until I was getting to the end of my undergrad that I realized that one of my favorite parts was to do the graphics for my research, so the posters, the presentations, the figures. But again, it never dawned on me that I could do that professionally. A lot of people ask me what my qualifications were to get here. I have a BSc in biology. I also have a master's in paleobiology and a PhD in geology. I do not really have any training on graphic design. There was a competition of who could design the best graphical abstract, and this was an international competition. And I was like, yeah, I guess I will give it a try. At this point, I didn't have a business, so I submitted my entries, and I ended up winning somehow. So that was like, oh, maybe my work is good. I started sharing some of my work on social media, and one day one of my friends was like, could you please make a couple of graphical abstracts for me and I will pay you? And I was like, what are you talking about? You want me to do the thing that I love doing the most and you want to give me money on top of that? Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of just went from there. I kept sharing my work on social media. I got a website. I started advertising my services. That's the story of how I got here. What I gain from my job is being able to help people. I can help researchers communicate their work. I can help them make figures so that they can get more funding to continue with their research. And on the other hand, I can help people understand complex topics and maybe even attract them into science. If you want to get into a geoscience career, go for it. It is so diverse in terms of the topics that we get to research. A lot of people think that if you go into academia, the only thing that you're going to be able to do at the end is be a research scientist, so a professor. However, there is so many jobs that you can do. You can be working on earthquakes or on volcanoes or on dinosaurs. There really is a wealth of things that you can do. I am constantly inspired by the people that make the infographics for National Geographic or Scientific American, because if you look at them, they are works of art that are really informative and they have a tremendous reach. If science isn't communicated properly, it really means nothing. So I love being able to be a part of that.